Jr. catching him on the way inside.
Stop! 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 Step back.
First thing I always look for when I see a fighter with that kind of height and that kind of reaches, does he know how to use it? Does he fight like the big man that he is, or does he fight small? And right now, Fred Wilson is fighting like a big man.
Standing at 6'3". I don't understand why a lot of these shorter fighters try to swing for the head. No, hit him in the chest, hit him in the arms, hit him into the body. You know, that target is going to be there for you.
Jimmy.
Stop! Don't punch.
You can see right away, Stubbs already trying to go for the home run, trying to land the right hand over the top. He needs to take his time, slow things down a bit, walk forward, move that head, and come behind the jab. He landed it there unexpectedly, but it will serve him some good if he takes his time.
Don't punch, stop! Step back. Box.
A 9-day turnaround for Donte Stubbs. Coming to the end of round 1 to start the night of Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. Lost the first fight of his career last Tuesday, turns right around, 9 days notice, and fights again in the MGM Grand COVID-restricted bubble. And he's in there tonight against Fred Wilson, who's 6-0-2 in his career, from a boxing family. His dad, Fred Wilson Sr., runs the Cleveland Inner City Boxing Club. They're also known as Team 216. You can see the area code printed right on the belt line of Fred Wilson Jr., who has his dad in his corner tonight.
Tim, you had the right instructions for Donte Stubbs to hit the chest of Wilson before he hits the head, but there's no glory in hitting the chest. You can't get on the SportsCenter Top 10 hitting somebody in the chest, man. You know this.
Well, you got to set these things up, Dre. You know, you just can't be swinging for the home run. Set it up.
Hey, speaking of that, guys, we're going to show you something in a moment that's going to definitely make the SportsCenter Top 10, because just before we went on the air, the fight that was there at the MGM Grand had a double knockdown in the first round, so we will show you that in just a little bit.
Double knockdown?
Double knockdown, Timmy.
That's your right.
Interesting.
Now go.
Can't wait to see that. Nice right hand right there from Stubbs.
Box.
Come on, baby. Please. Up and down with that body. Right there, right back.
Stubbs has finally landed the right hand. He's been throwing the looping right hand, and the taller fighter sees that coming from the shorter fighter, but he just turned that one over quick and he landed it clean.
Yeah, you see that? You see the range right there, Stubbs? Is that? He's right at mid-range. We call that no man's land. And that's the reason why he keeps getting hit by the long-armed Wilson Jr.
Donte, stay on him. You need strong style. Work. You need strong style. Got him. Go. Body head. You heard him.
Stop!
Do not let up.
Stubbs did hurt him with that right hand over the top. You can see Wilson Jr. tying him up right now and trying to get on his stick.
Watch your head to the body. Or to the body, to the head. Work. Behind that jab. Work. Touch more. Line up your shots. There you go. Good. Add that left hook.
Let him go. Stop. Don't do that.
That right there is the MMA in Donte Stubbs coming out and serving him well right now. Former MMA fighter.
He had a 2-4
That's
record
what you're supposed to do
in MMA.
Work.
You know, I can't stand when guys... Hey, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I can't stand when guys get so comfortable inside the pocket, they tie each other up and they start hugging, and nobody's working. If you got one hand free, get it working.
Our middleweights are coming to the end of round number 2, and then remember, our main event is heavyweights. Jerry Forrest against the former heavyweight world title challenger, Carlos Takam.
Want to unleash hell on one another.
Oh, there it is upstairs! How about that? Oh, and a big right hand comes in. Now he digs in and hits the accelerator. That was absolutely awesome.
So Takam, 38 wins into his career, taking on Jerry Forrest. By the way, just moments ago, and Tim, I want your reaction to this. This is what we saw in the locker room of Jerry Forrest. He's about 2 hours away from his ring walk of fighting in the main event. And he took what is basically the MGM Grand Conference Center catering box and started chowing down on, I think it's a roast beef wrap, according to what the guys are telling us. That was right at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock.
Tess, you gotta eat your last meal 3 to 5 hours before you fight. 2 hours before, not a good look. You need to have an empty stomach when you're in the ring because you're getting hit to your body, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that.
Dre,
Bad idea.
What do you think, and what was your rule in terms of when you have your last meal before you fight?
Hey, I'm gonna give you a hot warning.
Well, I was always taught you want to fight on an empty stomach. I'm getting most of my energy for the fight the night before. I'm obviously eating a big breakfast, lunch, and then a pre-fight meal. But you want an empty stomach. But that looks like the heavyweight lifestyle. That's something I know nothing about. Maybe that's something those guys do. But as a super middleweight and a light heavy, we didn't do that.
Nobody should do that. I don't care what weight you at. You shouldn't do that. And I'm sure he's going to feel it later tonight in that fight. When things get a little heated, he's going to feel it.
Well, I think the question to be asked is that his normal pre-fight schedule and routine, if that's how he goes about his business or not? We will effort to get you that answer. The roast beef sandwich about 2 hours before you're going to ring walk for the main event.
Donte, step to your right and throw that right hand. Jimmy.
Good outside work from Fred Wilson when he's able to fight from the outside, but Donte Stubbs is pressing really hard and consistently, and he's willing to take shots to get his shots off, and he's landed a few right hands and left hooks to the body as well.
We were hoping to see Fred Wilson last week, Dre, if you recall, but he had his bout postponed because his opponent tested positive for COVID. So he went back home to Cleveland, then got the call, got this opportunity, comes back out to Vegas to face Stubbs, who did the same thing in terms of being in Vegas. He actually fought, went back home, comes back to Vegas to fight again in the bubble.
Everything right?
Yeah, I respect the flexibility of these fighters that we've seen over the last 5 weeks, because I was a fighter who liked things a certain way. When things weren't like that, I didn't like it, and it could possibly throw me off. So the fact that they're as flexible as they are, I respect it.
Stop. Donte, go.
Hey, that's too low. That's too low.
Box.
Listen, a lot of these fighters are taking these fights on short notice because of the opportunity, man. They're on TV, you know, and then they're also hungry. You got to think about that as well. You know, I believe that these fighters that's coming in this ring, man, are on a different level, focus-wise and mental.
Stop holding.
Work, baby, work hard. I need that strong. I need that strong. Work, baby. I need that strong. Strong style. Strong style. There we go.
Knockdown scored.
4, 5, hey, get over.
Adrian,
Get over.
Donte, let's go.
6, 7, 8. Can you continue? Show me. Walk that way.
Fred Wilson ready to go after being floored. So Donte Stubbs scores the knockdown, Dre, with that wide right hand with about 10 seconds to go in round number 3.
Yeah, well, that right hand had been finding a home in the first 3 rounds. It finally found a home in the right place, and Wilson goes down. If you're the taller fighter, if you're walking out the back door trying to get out of the way, you got to get all the way out of the way. You can't be lazy, because that type of shot can land, and, you know, he's still hurt right now, and Stubbs is coming full force.
You just strong, baby. Go, baby. You got this. You got this.
Stubbs is kind of learning on the job. You know, he has he's not experienced as most of these professionals that come into this ring with him, but you can see him gathering confidence as he moves forward against Wilson.
Timmy, maybe you have something to do with that, because one of the first things he said to us when we visited with him last night is that he went back and watched the film on his fight 9 days ago. And he said, I really learned on the job a little bit simply by listening to Andre and Tim. He went on to say, I know exactly what I want to do now, and I have to fight my fight, and I have to throw my punches. That wide right hand was his punch of choice with 10 seconds to go in round 3.
Time. 1 point, hold it. 1 point, hold it. 1 point, hold it. Stop holding.
And now point deduction from Celestino Ruiz for excessive holding here in round 4.
Tess, we say a lot on these broadcasts, you know, we talk a lot about strategy, we give a lot of information out to the young fighters out there. If you listen and you pay attention to what we're saying and go back to the drawing board and apply some of these things, trust me, you are going to be a better fighter. And we see it tonight with Stubbs.
I think one thing Fred Wilson needs to apply tonight is he has to get his left hand back up after he jabs. He hasn't recognized that that's the reason he got hit with that right hand, and he's going to be in line to get hit with that right hand again because Stubbs is looking for that shot. Trust me, he's waiting to get in the right spot, and he's going to unload that overhand right, just like he just missed right there, but he's looking for it.
The best way to set something over the top is to get your opponent's eyes down. So if Stubbs would drop his level a little bit and start attacking the body, then Wilson, he's going to be worried about the body shots. He's going to forget about the head, and then that's when you sneak him over the top with something hard.
Jimmy gonna stop it. No, that Jimmy.
I told you, Tim, what Stubbs is looking for. He's looking for that top 10 knockout. He's looking for even one of those wow shots. He's not listening to the body work that you're asking for right now.
There he is.
2 wide sweeping punches. All headshots. Head hunting here. Scored the knockdown at the end of 3 and in control here at the end of 4 and a point deduction for Wilson in that round. Fred Wilson Jr. finds himself in a deep hole here as we start round number 5, but he did have good sparring leading up to this opportunity.
Well, I can tell you one guy who's surprised of how this fight's going is 2016 undefeated pro Olympian Charles Conwell. Turns out they're not just sparring partners, they're best friends, came up together in Cleveland, and Conwell eliminated him from the Olympic trials qualifier. Conwell's scouting report on his pal, he's long, got great feet, great amateur pedigree, and if he didn't fight me, he would have made the Olympic squad. So make good on that promise, he better pick it up right now and get that left hand up.
No doubt about it. He was knocked down in the 3rd round, had a point deduction for excessive holding in the 4th round. Right now, Donte Stubbs has a power punch connect advantage of 38 to 19.
Stop. Watch your elbows.
Come on, systematic.
Wilson is no doubt the better fighter. He's got more experience, amateur, you know, just a better pedigree than Donte Stubbs, but he's making 2 key mistakes. His left hand is staying down and he's pulling straight back. And it just shows you that just because you're the better fighter on paper doesn't mean that you're going to win the fight. He's getting a lot of pressure put on him right now from Donte Stubbs.
Well, to add to that, he can't fight in the inside. He don't know how. He's a tall fighter. He likes to keep his distance, and that's why I always say work every facet of your game. Even if you're a tall fighter, you got to know how to handle yourself in the inside. And right now, he's getting walked down by Stubbs and taking some big shots. And, you know, Wilson's having some good moments. He is.
He's right hand. There you go. There it is. Touch. Go. Nice. Now work. Touch underneath. Turn the shot over.
You just see Donte Stubbs lining up that right hand. That means he's looking for it. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. And as the fight progresses, even in a 6-round fight, here it is right there. You start to get fatigued. Mentally, you start to get fatigued, and you start to see less. It's hard to pick up punches. So Wilson just has to have his eyes wide open looking for that right hand because that's the money shot for Donte Stubbs.
Watch your head, guys. Watch your head.
Let's go. Body head.
Saying, what do you think right now Wilson is doing wrong? He's throwing the jab from a little bit too close. I expect the right hand to catch him over the top as he's throwing the jab from Stubbs.
1, 2. Counter that. Good. Keep that momentum. You got to back it up. Work. Tough. Short.
Just lets the shorter man get right to the inside as well right there.
Shorten him up.
Stop.
If you're the taller, bigger man, you grab Stubbs, lock him up, make the traffic cop, the referee, come and do his job.
Another long-range right hand, wide sweeping. And it happens also with 10 seconds to go, this time at around 5.
8. Can you continue? Walk that way, walk back. Walk back. Box.
Yeah, you see Wilson pulling straight back. He shoots a little jab right there, almost like a jab half hook. And what does he do? Expose himself. Stubbs just followed him out. You know, it's one thing to pull straight back when you're a smaller man. It's another thing to pull straight back when you're a skyscraper. You leave yourself available for big shots like that.
You're right. And throw the right hand, left foot body.
One punch. Stop. Turn around, turn around, turn around.
Listen, Donte Stubbs told his corner that Wilson has nothing for me. I don't think Stubbs is content with looking for a decision win. He's looking for a knockout. Wilson still hasn't made the adjustment with his left hand and pulling out. Look for Stubbs to land that right hand again before the end of this round.
Adjust. Come on the back hand. You need that adjustment. Come on. Don't rush until the spike's over. Let's go. That adjustment. The body shot work. Come on, to the head, to the right, to the head.
The hardest thing that I have a problem understanding is that how do you get knocked down from the same punch?
Turn around.
Like, come on. You know, you get caught once, shame on you. You get caught twice, come on, pick your hands up, dude. It's like,
Well, that's easy. He's just not making the adjustment, Tim. That's why.
Listen, it's easy to put your left hand up so you don't get hit with that shot.
Trey, how would you have liked to be trained by Tim Bradley?
I don't think I would like it at all. I'm just going to be honest.
Too much discipline.
He's too hardcore. He's too hardcore for me.
How is that
Never
hardcore to just pick up
He's
your
never
left hand?
satisfied. He's never satisfied. You gotta encourage the fighter every now and again.
Listen, man, pick up your left hand, bro. If you want to stay off the canvas, pick up your left hand. He's looking for the overhand right.
Tim Bradley.
It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Stubbs is still looking for that right hand and a big left hook. He's trying to rest a little bit. And he's just looking for a big shot that he's going to try to land before this round is out.
Neutral corner. Get a neutral corner.
Oh,
Take.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. Hurry up, guys.
By the way, you mentioned briefly the holding. He did take a point deduction for excessive holding in the fourth. So third round, he goes down 10-8 round. Fourth round goes Stubbs' way. It's 10-8 round with a point deduction. And then fifth round, 10-8 round because of the knockdown score.
Time in.
Hands up and alert.
The look you see on the face of Fred Wilson is just bewilderment. He doesn't have any answers. He's fatigued, and he's out of answers.
Hands up. Don't let him go. You're out like that. Let's go. Be strong.
Remember, this is a guy who had a good amateur career.
Let's go.
He had a win against Javier Martinez in the 2015 U.S. Olympic qualifier in Memphis. Martinez, who was a 5-time national champion and is set to make his pro debut, just signed a big contract with Top Rank. But Fred Wilson Jr. Well, there's another wide sweeping right hand. He's caught 2 of them tonight and coming to the end of this fight here. Final 10 seconds.
Stop. Pay attention, guys.
As Stubbs' second fight in 9 days. He lost a 6-round majority decision last week against Isaiah Jones. And in moments, he's going to be really happy with coming back and getting this done.
This is when things started to heat up for both guys. Boom! Big right hand from Stubbs to the chin of Wilson, and Wilson never really recovered. This is the shot that Stubbs was looking for the first 2 or 3 rounds. He finally connected. That gave him all the confidence, all the energy that he needed to continue to press forward. And good job from Stubbs, because he told us in the fighter meeting, listen, I lost my first fight in the bubble. I made the adjustments. I was a little nervous. I hesitated. I didn't see any hesitation tonight. I saw a fighter that was sure of himself, a fighter that was there to win, even though he fought a fighter in Fred Wilson who had more amateur experience and more pedigree. You couldn't tell who was the more experienced fighter tonight. Good performance from Donte Stubbs.
Right, pluses for Stubbs tonight. I gotta say that, you know what, he came.
6 rounds here inside the MGM Grand. We go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Patricia Morse-Jarman has the bout 58-54. Max DeLuca and Chris Migliori have it 58-53. For your winner by unanimous decision, Donte Savage Stubbs.
Donte Stubbs hands Fred Wilson Jr. the first loss of his